Good Saturday afternoon. It's a bank holiday weekend here in the UK. You might wonder what a bank holiday is, but that's another story. I can see the lights coming through quite brightly through the windows, but I like that. Anyway, it's not about what's seen, it's about what's heard. Turned out much brighter today than it was this morning. So, I do have to write. I have a lot happen in a week, but if I don't get a chance to write, then I don't think it's good. So I'm not writing as much, but I managed to write something this week and once last week. So this one's called Perhaps It's Bran After All. And it's a photo of, well, it's the name Bran, but it's done in a particular way. You'd have to look at the Medium page to see what I mean, because I can't quite describe it myself. So here goes. It's 8:58 this morning and I was waiting for that pre-booked call. The mortgage deal is expiring and it's time to talk about a new deal. Like many of these appointments, they take more room in my head than needed. Every so often this past week, a reminder's appeared at the front of my mind. It's fascinating how the brain does that. Do you know what I mean? It's even better than the most best designed memory reminder card you can get. Just pops up in the front of the brain telling you what you have to do on Saturday morning, in my case. I've become more aware of my brain in this last year, triggered largely due to my reaction to the initial lockdown in March 2020. It took 7 weeks before I began to emerge from the havoc my brain experienced. I had never contemplated being at home so much and engaging in activities that only occurred in the other place. The other place? The other place is a term used in the British House of Lords when a Lord refers to the House of Commons, and it works vice versa. For me, home symbolises the private space, and the other place refers to tasks which I've agreed to do, usually for a fee. It doesn't mean I'm not me, but it does mean that my time is that of another, which means only the bits of me that they seek, such as my writing skills, are to the fore. But my brain likes a time and a place. The time given to tasks for another occur in a particular space, not my space. That was until lockdown in March 2020. It resisted what was being expected, that the other's time was at my place. It cried it was an infringement on its private space. I hadn't realised I was sharing my space. I knew I had to get on with it, but he, am I now referring to my brain as a person, was having none of it. My mother used to say, you'd fight with your own shadow. In this last year, my brain appears to be that shadow. Maybe it's called Brian. You know, those of us who always spell brain Brian, well, maybe it is Brian after all. It's not so much fighting with him, but listening to him. I know him well. I guess if he has been here since I have, we've shared the womb and share this body. A twin? Perhaps. Up until this last year, I saw Brian as part of me, not maybe he as my alter ego. Sorry, I read that wrong. Up until this year, I saw Brian as part of me. Now maybe he is my alter ego. Brian, did I spell that Brian or Brian? Yeah, you see, I made the mistake. So, nothing like doing your editing when you're reading. Brian worries about such things as this morning's appointment. It is he that notices an advert in the paper that makes worry seem positive, pointing out to me as if to justify himself. I can't help notice it's an advert for life insurance. Brian is raw. He says it as he feels it. If you come against him, you will know it. He will become entrenched until you show some humility, or what he considers humility. He is quick to see them and us, and he will make a story out of it, and if it goes on, it will become a history. It seems he becomes defined by challenges others and maybe life presents him. In his world, he has his tribe and you have yours, and he doesn't like mixing tribes, but then some may take advantage. He did get used to the lockdown, as I got used to it, and eventually he settled. But once he settles into that he resisted, he then resists moving into another phase. The phase we're now in is a return to the new normal. He is struggling with that, not in a dissimilar way to the first lockdown. I wonder at times whether Brian is my child, a partner, a brother, a best friend. The thing is, no matter how difficult he can be, I love him. I can't be without him. Somehow him being him tells me who I am. Have a good weekend.